With that title reign, also just in general, I've seen you do so many amazing things, and one of the things is working with Jazz, and you got to work with her. She's a legend. So like, what did you learn from being around her?
Oh, I learned how to be a tough. Can I curse here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I learned how to be a tough bitch. Cause yo, she is tough. She just like eat
Hmm.
that shit. Like, when it's showtime, it's showtime. Like
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.
Bonjour. You're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and today we have an amazing show and nothing but amazing guests. You've seen her on NWA, TNA, and AEW. She's the longest reigning CCW women's champion. She's the 5-star athlete, the gold standard, the Haitian sensation. Please welcome Ruthie J.
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So I have a really important question for you. You change your hair color all the time. What is your favorite hair color to rock?
It's definitely the silver and black. I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna change it back because I miss it so much. I wanted to try something new. This was
Hmm.
supposed to be silver and burgundy, but the
Hmm.
sun washed it out, and now it's just blonde and pink.
So are you inspired by certain hair colors to change it, or is it just like more of a mood thing?
It's more like a mood thing because sometimes I feel like the way my look is, it'll go with a certain hairstyle. So
Okay.
depending on how my mood and what I'm wearing and how I evolve with like my gear and everything, I change the hairstyle up.
Okay. So you for 617 days, you had a reign with CCW as the women's champion. When you look back at that run, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of, you know, uplifting the title more. I was able to have a long reign and be able to defend it against very good opponents like
Hmm.
Rio. Um, Carolina Cruz was good. Um, what was her name? Amber Nova. Like a lot of
Hmm.
people in Florida that are good talent, I was able to wrestle them, have good showing, and uplift the title more. So I was really proud of that because it was featured on PWI. It
Hmm.
was featured on PWI 2 years in a row. So I was just like, this title reign is doing some good things.
Yeah, it's very true. And then with that title reign, also just in general, I've seen you do so many amazing things. And one of the things is working with Jazz, and you got to work with her. She's a legend. So like, what did you learn from being around her?
Oh, I learned how to be a tough. Can I curse here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I learned how to be a tough bitch. Cause yo, she is tough. She just like eat
Hmm.
that shit. Like, when it's showtime, it's showtime. Like, cry about it when you get backstage. Say I'm sorry when you get backstage. Boo hoo when you get backstage. When it's time to get in that ring, it's showtime. So like, she really like helped me get out of my mind, like out of thinking about what's going on. That doesn't matter in the ring. It's showtime. That's
Right.
what she really helped me with, especially her knowing the business and how, like, you have to act, you have to carry yourself. She really helped me, like, with that.
Yeah, she doesn't sugarcoat it. I really love her for that. Um, so like there's certain things about show production. I saw you in another interview where you're talking about like kind of learning how to wrestle in front of TV versus the indie scene. Fast forward to now, like are there any other tips that you kind of learned that you've taken with you as well?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of tips, especially after like working with like TNA and everything, because that they're on TV, so you're working for TV, and then you go next weekend, you're like working on the indies. So when you go over there and you have a match, or you're lucky enough to have a match, correct myself,
Hmm.
um, they correct you afterwards, and you see what you've done. And when you work for the camera, it's very different than when you're working for the audience.
Right.
So it's small things, but it's critical things that make you stand out.
And now training with Gangrel, what was that like? And what was the experience that you took away from that?
Honestly, I still train with Gangrel, but when I initially started training with him, the experience was tough. Like back then, he was a lot tougher.
Hmm.
He was just trying to get out the weak ones. And every time I would listen to him coach and give us advice, I always took it to heart because he's always speaking from somebody that cares. If he
Right.
talks to you, if he pays attention to you, like, that means he cares. If he doesn't, he says, go on, do what you want to do, that means he doesn't care. So I was fortunate enough to be one of the ones that he was really, really hard on because I mean he cares, but I needed it to like get to where I am today.
It's just what it is. So you started training in 2019 when at the age of 19. What would you tell your younger self? Like you're today now. What would you tell your younger self? Like, oh, watch out for that, or make sure you do this.
Stay away from boys. Just worry about wrestling. And just keep going. Stop thinking about anybody else. Nobody else cares about you more than you. Even if you think they care about you, nobody here cares about you more than you. So focus on yourself. Don't care about making anybody else look better than what they need to look like. Just focus on you. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Okay. I feel like there's a whole story there.
Well, no, it's just more like experience.
Okay. All right. There's some boy there that's like needs to figure it out, but okay. I like that advice. And now I mentioned a little bit about it. I referenced it as far as being West Indian.
Yes.
You are from Haiti. What has it been like? Because I can't think of any, and then correct me if I'm wrong, any Haitian woman who's a wrestler right now in the scene.
I don't think
So
there's any.
yeah. So what's I don't want to say what's that like, but do you feel like, like Haiti's on your back, like you're representing like Haiti in that sort of way? Or do you feel like, it's kind of different being like of West Indian descent, but also being in America and then being amongst Black Americans? It's a very interesting dynamic. So what's that experience been like, especially adding wrestling to it?
It's not really something I really think about. And then when I think about it, it just blows my mind sometimes because it's like, I really came here from a whole different country, learned the language, and I'm just following a dream that I just saw that I could do. So it's just like, for me, when I come from a country that nobody really thinks of, because most of the time, there's not a lot of Haitian wrestlers, like you said. I'm pretty much the only female one. There's a couple of male Haitian wrestlers, but female, I don't think so. So I don't think I have the whole weight of the country on my shoulders when it comes to that, because there are male Haitian wrestlers, but I still have the weight of my legacy, of my Haitian ancestors on my back, because if I have a child, they're going to be first generation. They're going to be the first ones in this country. So I feel like that's more of the pressure I put on myself, other than like me being Haitian and from Haiti.
When you told your parents that you want to be a wrestler, that's not necessarily a typical thing you tell parents, especially if they just came here. So what was that like experience telling them? And were they accepting of it? Did you have to explain to them more? And what is their thinking of it now?
The crazy part is they've always watched me and my sister watching wrestling, and they actually were entertained by it too. So sometimes they used to sit and watch it with us. So they've always known what it was. So the first question that went through my mom's head when I told her I was doing it was, does it make money? Because, like any Caribbean parent, like that's the first thing they want to know. Is this job going to make you money? Like, if it's not a doctor, if it's not a lawyer, it doesn't help that my sister's a lawyer. So it's like, if it's not a doctor, it's not a lawyer, if it's not something, like engineer, like you go to school for it, it's like, for them, it feels like a waste of time until they see the money.
Right.
So for me, I explained to my mom, I actually showed her that I was a wrestler instead of telling her, because my sister took her to a wrestling show and she didn't know that I was going to be one of the wrestlers. It took her like 5 minutes of me being in the ring to realize it was me.
Oh my gosh. Was that recorded? Because I feel like that.
It was recorded.
I can only imagine. So now, a few years later, what are they like? Are they like, do they tell their friends about you, or what's that like?
So now every other day, my mom's calling me, asking me, how's it going? Where did you travel? All the good stuff, because now she's actually seeing the fruits of some of my labor. So it's like, oh, okay, you have shirts. Oh, okay, you have fans. Oh, okay, you have some money now. Oh, okay, this is actually a career. It just slowly went like that.
And now you talked about like being on TV and stuff like that. So you've appeared on AEW and TNA. What were those experiences like? And do you have like a favorite locker room? Oh, and also NWA too.
See, I don't want to. You're trying to get me some heat. That's what you're trying to do. I gotta look left and right because I feel like somebody gonna get offended.
Well, okay. We'll take away the heat. Is there, if you could wave your magic wand and just say, where would you go back to?
Honestly, all the locker rooms were cool. I've never had an issue. I've been welcomed at AEW. I've been welcomed at TNA. I was at NWA, signed for 2 years. So all of the locker rooms that I've been a part of, like I've been invited back. I've never had any issues. So, but I would say like the one that I feel like I meshed well the most with was probably TNA, because most of the people I've already known or like wrestled before. So I've known them previously. So it'll be easier for me to like mesh with those people rather than, hi, I'm Ruth, nice to meet you at, an AEW or somewhere else, because, it's always weird being the new kid on the block,
Right. So what is that experience like as far as you you get the call and now you're at TNA and you're doing like, do you shake everybody's hand and they tell you what's like, what's that experience like?
Definitely right about shaking everybody's hand part. You just gotta go there, have a smile on your face, say hello, good to see you, and goodbye. That's the experience.
If you like me, call me, that type of thing.
Yep, because it's like you just want a good impression, and you don't want to overstay your welcome. That's basically it.
Makes sense. Now, you mentioned that you finished your contract with NWA. So what's next? What's happened since then?
So I finished up my contract, I would say like mid-March last year. So after that, I was, doing the indie thing, and then I was able to get a match, fortunately, at TNA on. Oh shoot! Sorry, my camera's off.
No, you're good.
I was able to get a match on Explosion at TNA, and then after that, I was able to get my match on AMC at TNA. And I've been doing some extra work too at other promotions such as AEW. Hopefully, I get a feature soon, but I've just been back and forth, bouncing promotion, seeing where I fit the most, because most of it is timing. Right now, I'm still like coming off of like one place to come to another. It's like you gotta be right place, right time, right circumstances, because it's like they already know who I am at this point. They've already seen me at this point, so it's like, when is the right time to see what she can do?
Right. And you mentioned PWI, so you're ranked 211 on PWI. So what does the recognition mean to you? Because you've been on everybody's lips for a couple of years now. So what does that, like, you're kind of, there's so many women, there have been explosions since the pandemic, but you're kind of in that, in those conversations. So what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a good feeling, because it's like, okay, somebody acknowledges you for what you're doing out there. And for me to be on a list with so many incredible women, it's like, okay, now it's time to work harder so I can be, ranked higher in people's eyes. Everything is opinionated, but in my mind, you always want to do better. So next year I'll aim for higher.
There it is. And now you got to also train with Natalia. So what was that experience like?
Oh my gosh, it was surreal to me when I actually met her. I was just like, wow, this is you? Like, I've seen you on TV type stuff. So in my head, I was like, you look exactly what you look like on TV. Just gorgeous. She's like really pretty, really nice, and a ball of knowledge. Just knows so much about wrestling. Like, I'm like, wow. I thought I knew a lot about wrestling. But at the same time, it's like, this woman has tenure. She has years of knowledge. So it's like a whole different ball game of her knowledge,
And like, do you get an invite to the dungeon, or how does it work?
You definitely need an invite. You can't just pop up.
Okay. Because it's just like, you see everybody. So... Yeah, you see everybody like there. It's like, well, do you get a phone call from her, or does it email or a DM come? Like, how does it happen?
So for sure, you definitely need to get invited. You got to like speak to her, ask about it, or speak to TJ, ask about it. I know that's how I was invited. I was just polite, asked nicely, like, because I've watched these people. I want to learn from them. So as long as you come at them and they don't see like you're weird or anything, they're pretty nice.
Right. So you sent them a DM? You sent them a DM?
Yeah, I just messaged them.
That's still hella cool to be able to do that. Like, just say, hey, I think I have what it takes. That's because like you were saying with Natalia, like, she's been in the game for so long. She is super nice, but also, like, how many DMs? Well, now we might have given away the formula, but sorry. But like, how many DMs like come their way? So, for them to say, yeah, hey, pull up, come through. That's really dope.
Honestly, that I was just lucky, honestly, I feel, because like you said, they have like so many people messaging them. So maybe they just saw mine, just like, oh, who's this? And just mess, like, right place, right time again,
There it is. This is true. So for fans who are like just getting introduced to Ruthie J, what matches should they go back and look at first?
Well, definitely my match for the NWA World Women's Championship with Kenzie Page. That's one of my favorite matches. We just went at it. That was a good match. My match with Rio, again, great. I would also say all of my matches with La Rosa Negra, like, she and I just tear each other up. At NWA, Indies, we just tear each other up.
And then who do you want matches with that you've had a match with?
That I haven't had a match with that's possible on the Indies. I would probably say maybe Mara Sade.
Okay.
Let's see. Who else would I want to wrestle? She's on my list for sure. I'd also want to wrestle. That's a hard one because it's like everybody's kind of signed or something. Maybe Willow Nightingale. Yeah, if the circumstances are right, because I don't know how it would happen. But I do know they do like open booking sometimes outside of AEW, so that maybe it could happen.
Okay. And then what's the ultimate dream? What's the ultimate goal as far as wrestling?
To actually make a living and be happy doing it, because at the end of the day, it is a business. It is fun, but it is a business. So I'm having my fun. I am also making money, but it also needs to be able to live on. So right now, it's the goal is to make a living doing what I love, which is wrestling, and that was always the goal too. But at first, it was mostly to have fun. At some point, it becomes a job. So at this point, it's becoming a job to me.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the business of wrestling. So what does it, like, as far as, a day in the life of Ruthie J and, getting to the ultimate goal, what does it look like?
A day in the life of Ruthie J. See, I wake up around like 9-10 o'clock. I thank God for the day. I get ready. What do I do? Wow, you make me sound so boring.
Workout, school, work, wrestling. What you do?
In the evening or night. I'm a night owl. I like working out at night.
Okay.
I hate working out.
So what do you do? You work out in the evening.
During the day, when I'm not training with Gangrel, because I train 2 times a week with him, so I can have the ring cardio and everything. During the day, I really just like do what I want to do. Like, I either try to do my nails, my hair, I pamper myself, because it's either I'm gonna be at my normal job, I work at a gym, or I'm gonna be doing things that I want to do like a girl, like my hair, my nails, like maintenance for myself, just take care of myself.
All right, I like it. So who do you think is currently the face of women's wrestling right now?
That is a hard question. Like, the face of all women's wrestling, or like per company?
Of all women's wrestling.
Maybe Rhea Ripley. Because it's just like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like any person that resembles her even a little bit just gets called her.
And to think like how her look has changed from I think she was in that oh my gosh, the championship thing back in the day. How her look has changed when she first started at WWE to now is like crazy. And she's kind of carved away from herself and made her look different, which is good. Yeah, I like that's a pretty solid answer.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's like there's not that many looks to go around for wrestling, but it's just we have to all look different. But I feel like
Right.
that one look, everybody just brings it back to her. You know?
I like it. All right. So before we get out of here, goals for 2026.
For one, is to get signed. That is
Okay.
one of my goals. 2, to get closer to God.
Okay.
Maybe 3 is to like move because I'm tired of Miami. So tired of Miami. I am so tired.
Where do you want to move to?
I don't know. But I want to stay in Florida.
Okay. Last question before we get out of here. How would you define Ruthie J in one word?
Honest. Yeah, honest. Because that pops into my mind is gonna be the first thing I'll say. But that's why I try to say nothing.
I like it. I like it. So for people who want to follow you and support you, because wrestling is a business, how can they do that?
Okay, they can find me on Instagram at ruthie.j and the number 1. They can find me on Twitter at Superior Queen with the letter W because I'm special. And on Facebook at Ruthie J.
Okay. And do you have shirts or anything that people can support you, merch or any of that stuff?
Yes, you can find my shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. If you search up Ruthie J, you can find the whole catalog.
Okay. There it is. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. No problem. I love supporting. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Make sure you support Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms. Thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number 1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number 1 women's wrestling network on the planet.